Good morning. What I'm going to show you today is how to record having a slave camera. Now there's two important points here that may stop you in your track. When you're using a slave camera with the Panasonic HC-VX980 and HC-VXF1, you cannot record in 4K. That's the first thing. 1080 is the best quality you're going to get when you're doing this. Now also a point to make is the slave camera, where you've got the small screen, it can be a little bit jerky. It's not perfect, and that is also wholly dependent on the quality of your broadband and what you're using for the Wi-Fi. So they're two important points to start off with. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to use an HXWA10 to record this video. It's an old Panasonic camcorder. It's about 15 years old and the quality is 1080. This I'm recording now is 4K. Anyway, this is quite simple to do as long as you follow the instructions carefully and you don't miss anything out, because it's all about subtleties. Anyway, let's get down to it. Thank you very much. The first thing you need to do before you can get these cameras working as master and slave is set up the Wi-Fi. Now, the way you do this on these is Wi-Fi setup, set up wireless access point. Okay. Now, I've my wireless access points on my phone and my home internet. Now these cameras, if you're at home and you've got your phone hub switched off, or your mobile phone internet port that runs through your 4G, the cameras will automatically lock onto your home network, and vice versa if you're out. Which is on these cameras, just press here, select connection type, easy connect, search. Same on both the cameras, exactly the same system. Obviously you pick a Wi-Fi, enter the passwords and away you go. You do that on both cameras to exactly the same internet on both of them. So that's to start off with. That's the first thing you need to do. The way you connect these cameras is really simple. You have to start by opening the camera up, and when you get there, the master, you press this and it says starting Wi-Fi, connect wireless sub camera. So what you do, it's the same here. You open the screen up, you press that icon there, you go back and you move down. You don't press twin camera, that's a mistake anybody can make. You press Wi-Fi setup, press the arrow down and press wireless sub camera. And you will see any second and there you go. And you could see that in the screen, and if I zoom this in and out, you could see you've got there in the corner. Now a point to make is that everything is controlled from the main camera. However, what you can do is you can zoom in and out on the slave to set it up. The way you connect these cameras is really simple. You have to start by opening the camera up, and when you get there, the master, you press this and it says starting Wi-Fi, connect wireless sub camera. So what you do, it's the same here. You open the screen up, you press that icon there, you go back and you move down. You don't press twin camera, that's a mistake anybody can make. You press Wi-Fi setup, press the arrow down and press wireless sub camera. And you will see any second and there you go. And you could see that in the screen, and if I zoom this in and out, you can see you've got there in the corner. Now, a point to make is that everything is controlled from the main camera. However, what you can do is you can zoom in and out on the slave to set it up. What I'm doing now is focusing on the master camera, and you can see in the corner, the left hand corner, you can see where I'm zooming in and out the sub camera. Now what you can do is if you find that this is not where you want it to be, you press this, touch the screen, and you can move the sub camera there, or you can press it again, touch the screen and move the sub camera there, or press it again, touch the screen and move the sub camera there. Now what you can also do with the sub camera is you can change the size of it. So you press this, the arrows, sorry, it will work, there you go, and you can see you can halve what the sub camera is looking like. All simple stuff. And touch it again, and there it is. And all you do is you hit the record button like you would normally, and away you go. Now a point to make is it really hits the battery life big time of both cameras. Knocks it down half to a quarter, maybe a third of what you would normally have. It absolutely hammers the batteries using Wi-Fi, connecting and controlling and interlocking with each other. And I'll turn that off. What I'll do is this little clip I will add to the end. Thank you. Now what is important is switching these off, because if you don't switch them off properly or disconnect them, you'll find, say you want to turn the slave off because the battery is low, it won't do it, it will only stay on. So this is the main camera, and the way you turn it off is you hit this icon here, hit that icon there, and you press exit. So important, exit. That now the camera is on its own, you will see it's disconnected, and you can put it back to 4K. So it's worth noting once you stop doing this to remember to put it back to 4K. I will now show you how to disconnect the slave camera, because it does not turn off automatically when you disconnect the master and turn the master off. So what I'm going to do now is move the camera to the slave camera. Now the way you turn the slave camera off is you hit the internet button there, hit that, disconnect, exit wireless sub camera, yes, and it's disconnected. And you can now use that as a camera on its own. Thank you. To surmise what I've just shown you, remember with the Panasonic cameras you have to have both cameras set to 1080 HD. They will not work as master and slave in 4K. Now I do believe, though I haven't done this, if you set the picture quality less than 1080, the picture of the slave camera will be a lot more fluid. But in my view 720 HD's gone. It looks awful on a TV. A lot of people watch stuff on the YouTube app on a 4K TV. I wouldn't advise going below 1080. However, it's all subjective. The next important thing to note is your battery power. That will go right down the pan. So if you're going to do this, you need fully charged batteries or access to mains power. So my advice is, before you do anything, make sure everything is set up before you get going. What is also worth remembering is to turn the cameras off at the end, because if you do not turn them off from master and slave mode, you cannot turn them off. You have to disconnect them, which is most important. Anyway, what I said earlier was I was going to show you a clip of what we were doing of the wall. But what I've decided to do is just show you a short clip of a bit of plinking with an air pistol, just a few seconds, so you can see exactly how it works. But bear in mind, the quality and continuity of master and slave working in sync is controlled by the quality of your Wi-Fi. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope this video has been helpful to you. Thank you.